Hey, welcome YouTube. Cooper's Automotive, a 2011 Kia Forte, 2-liter, customer complaint oil leak. Another little simple job, another valve cover. Just did one yesterday on a Toyota. So let's change this valve cover, show you how we get it done. Stay tuned. All right. So there's a little cover that snaps over the top, just like that. Little push, little pieces right there that it just pushes down on some rubbers. You just pull it off. Then there's various hoses, hose clamps there on things like your PCV valve and things like that. And get these continuous spring clamps and remove them back. I think there's just two there. I'm going to get a hold of it here a little bit. See if I can't just pry it back there. That out of the way. Now this one over here. That out of the way. After you return that or get that off, you're going to go after your coils. Has lock tabs down inside there that hold the clips in. Pull them up, push it down, slide your lock out. So all those little gray tabs there, just going to pull them up just like that. Push the tab down, pull them out. All right, then you're going to be the most common size is a 10mm bolts all the way around just about everything. I'm going to start right here, and we're going to pull this wiring harness right out of our way. A washer on those, dark in color. All your coil bolts. And you can tuck that wiring harness back over there. Get all your coils up. You can see there's already oil down in the tube seals. Every one of them soaked out. So even though it was leaking minor on the outside, it wouldn't be long if you own one of these cars that you would be having a misfire because of the oil sitting down in the cylinder. So we have that going on. This little bracket right here goes almost over the valve cover, but we're going to hope that we don't have to take it off. So let's get our bolts out of the valve cover itself. I'm going to use a little different bolt container. All these valve cover bolts are shouldered, so when they tighten them up, they go all the way down and bottom out. And then you torque them to specs between 35 and 53 inch-pounds. As you get them all out of the outside edge, they're in the center here. We have more. So we'll take these out. Hello, Miss C. How are you? Say hi to the audience. There's Miss C coming to talk to me. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back at it. All the bolts in the center, all shouldered. That one, we need a magnet to get it out of there. Make sure you got them all out. I missed one right there. I don't see any more, so therefore from here, should be able to just put a little bit of pressure. Whoa. Okay. Didn't have my tripod tight. Okay. Should be able to put a little bit of pressure underneath the corner and maybe lift it. If she doesn't come easy, start looking and seeing if you missed one somewhere. Good shape there, I do believe. This is simplified stuff. So pulling your old gasket out, get that out of there. Now this one all connects together. Usually those stay, look how brittle that is. Usually they stay in the valve cover. In this case they did not. Very brittle gasket, no wonder it's leaking. Just trying not to drop any pieces down into anything. So all that gasket's out. There's none in here, making sure it's all cleaned and it's out of there. I've got to go just rinse it off, wash it down on the safety clean parts washer. We got to wipe this area off right here. Usually all you have to do is wipe this area down. It's when you're wiping it, it gives you a chance to inspect it, see if there's anything stuck to it, anything that you need to get out of there. And right on these sides, you don't have to worry too much about this one, but this one does have a timing cover in the front. Actually, you do have to worry about this one a little bit. And you're going to want to put right in this area right here. Right there, that corner where the timing cover meets the valve cover gasket, a little bit of sealant will need to be installed, and you'll need to scrape off the old sealant off of that. Now let's get our valve cover cleaned up, and then we're going to come back to reinstall. Okay, so when you get your valve cover, depending on what brand and product you want, this just happens to be a Felt Pro. It just happens to be a VS 50697R. Everything's been washed down. Now we will line up what they call spark plug tube seals. This thing is really thick. I mean, a thick gasket. I don't know if I like that or not. Okay, I do not like it. That gasket will not work. So what we're going to do is go find the right gasket. Well, now that we got the right gasket, it's actually a JN 3426 made in Korea. So it actually fits right in here correctly. Push her down in there. Then you're going to need Permatex Ultra Gray or whatever you use. Put right in the little bit of dab in those creases where the timing cover's at. Do that, set your gasket on there. And don't let it hit anything, or it will fall off. So it's got to kind of be careful here. There we go. Get all your bolts started. Okay, I had to pause and come back. Got all the bolts in here. I'm just running them most of the way down just by hand. Just to speed the process up a little bit. Now we'll torque those down. Okay, so since we're putting spark plugs in it, let's go ahead and take the spark plugs out. Like I said, all these have oil in every tube. And a little bit of oil run down into the cylinder is not going to hurt anything. We do that when we do a wet compression test on these vehicles. Now we'll pull those out with our magnet if we got them all the way loose. Well, now we're using a Denso iridium spark plug here. Basically your IKH 16-4. Your graphite copper coated anti-seize. Get them started. Run them most of the way in. Once you do that, torque them 20-25 foot-pounds. Uh, Release the pressure off my torque wrench. Let's install our coils. Get rid of these old plugs. Circle our wiring over. Plug in all of our coils. Lock it. 2 more tins to hold the wiring harness down. A little more cleanup here. Blow everything off. Some hoses to replace. We'll have to take it up, wash underneath, and clean up where the valve cover ran down there. Blow it all dry. That hose on. The PCV hose on there. And obviously your cover will snap on. Let's start it up, see what she sounds like. Give it a minute to get the oil out of it. Clear up. Sounds good. So there you have it, your 2011 Kia Forte 2-liter engine, valve cover gasket, spark plugs, install, cleanup. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Appreciate your comments, your views, your likes, and we'll see you soon.